Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit, and I made a little book about a country that I made up. Uh, and that country is Abolendo. Abolendo. Um, I had a few art supplies at work. This I made for a summer workshop kind of thing, where I will be going around the world. But, you know, I think the idea is that I'm supposed to teach kids a little bit about countries around the world. Instead, I'm making it about geography. So I'll be talking about wetlands and deserts and mountains and tundras and uh, jungles and islands and these kind of things. And a little bit about cartography and map making, flag making, flags in general. And I'm gonna have them make a flag and make a little map and do this kind of thing. But yeah, I thought I would run Abolendo by you. I won't be reading everything I wrote. I'm just going to tell you the highlights of everything that I wrote down. I thought it would be cool to talk about this. Yeah, so anyway, the idea is that I'm going to talk about geography and map making and flags and what the colors mean and symbols and things like that. And then they are going to make up their own country with deserts or mountains or lakes or forests, blah 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 blah. It could be an island or archipelago, this kind of thing. It really depends on them. And so yeah, it's gonna be good fun. I guess maybe I'll let you know how things work out. Maybe I will be able to get some of their copies before I have to hand them in to, you know, some other people. I don't know. But I thought I would talk about Abolendo. I kind of made a mistake of writing this as the gray was still drying up, so it kind of bled everywhere. But this is the sun sort of rising. It's not really clear. But here's a lake, and there's only one lake now that I realize, and that lake is called the Hidden Lake, I think. I think I called it the Hidden Lake, and it's in the mountain range called Mount 10. Because there's 10 mountains, and I thought it would be funny to call the mountain range Mount 10. Anyway, um, and yeah, this is inside. There's some lake. It's just, and a cloud. Abolendo. So they're gonna do some colorful thing. And I made this out of like poster paper, but they are gonna have this little booklet that they can use, which I didn't know we had. Um, but we're gonna have them do this kind of thing. Maybe I'll get the rough drafts. I may not be able to show you their final drafts, but anyway. So this is Abolendo. The sun rising. It's kind of hard to tell that I had limited abilities with these markers. Not a lot of blending going on, that kind of thing. And also the purple here, I hadn't decided what color. I was going to make this color the sky and this color the water, and then I thought, no, I won't. But by then I'd already put this purple down. And here's some trees with some red bark, blah, blah, blah. So, and this is stapled poorly. Made by Lucas, yeah, okay. Abolendo, and this is sort of the title page inside. And this flower is important. It's from Wa Island, okay? Wa Island is right here. Here is my little map, all of the information that I could write more. I had so many ideas I just couldn't fit in. But yeah, so they're gonna write a whole lot of stuff about this country that they made up. It doesn't have to be anywhere real, It doesn't have to be in Asia, or North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Antarctica, whatever. It could be, different planet. Doesn't matter. So this is Abolendo. There's only one major city and there's, nomadic tribes everywhere. Here is the hidden lake in Mount 10. Here's some rivers that fall from the mountains. And this is where the wetland area is, which I didn't really color in too much. Here's where the jungle is, and there's some rivers that go through. And I didn't finish this, but that's okay. And on the other side of this river is the desert, the Abolendo Desert. And here's Palo, the capital, right? Which is an oasis inside this massive desert. Here's some rocky terrain. It's not really easy to see, but I did color it in white a little bit more, and most of Galt. Also, this is the tundra area. It's a little bit whiter. Maybe it doesn't show very well. But this is the tundra area. I've got some information about all that. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands and half an island. 6 islands. I think I wrote 5 islands. No, there's 6 islands. Okay. And the reason this one is split halfway with Galt, there's also Suv over here in this country, which I didn't write about at all because basically people, I did write that they are immigrating from Suv to Palo for economic opportunity because Suv is not doing too well economically, sort of a brain drain going on, but anyway. Galt here is mostly tundra, and they didn't have a lot of resources as well in their own ways. However, the reason they have part of this island right here, okay, is because I'm teaching young kids, and certain things are a little bit touchy here in the country that I'm in, China. I figured I can't really talk about war, that kind of thing, or I shouldn't. Maybe the parents will get upset, so, you know. Anyway, this half of the island, Galt was looking for some resources and some trade so that they can prosper economically. And they targeted this half of the island by right, you know, because as we all know, right, Abolendo colonized this island when there are already indigenous Galtians here long ago. There were also indigenous Abolendo people here. It's just kind of once this centralized and gained power, they decided to take over. Anyway, long story short, the Galt leader who really wants that, Abolendo also really wanted it long ago, who really wants this half of the land, challenges the Abolendo leader to a game of basketball. And Galt wins with some suspicious circumstances, mind you. Referee, the rims, the ball, all kinds of things are questionable. There's been a lot of heated debate in both sides, in Abolendo and in Galt, even Suv, which is where the game was played as a third-party neutral territory, right? There's, you know, just some interesting things going on in this whole geopolitical world here. Was the referee from Suv? We don't know. He had the documents to say he was, but who knows? Anyway, this half of the island is very important because there are some flowers, right? The Wa Island flowers, which are sort of sacred and have medicinal properties and this kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, there's Mount 10. Here's the Hidden Lake. Here's all the rivers, some islands and the wetlands and the jungle. And there's half a river, I guess, that breaks off the Abolendo Desert, which is massive, by the way. And the tundra up here, and this is kind of rocky. Nothing really grows there. So I guess it is still tundra, I guess. I don't know. You know, I imagine that this is not very likely, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just a workshop kind of thing, just to get them to have a little bit of fun and learn some things, you know, about geography, and then we're gonna make some nonsense, but that's okay. Anyway, in the Abolendo Desert, we will talk about that. This is the flag of Abolendo, okay? As you can see, It's not a square. It's kind of triangular with the end here a little bit rounded off like a basketball. We'll talk about that, shall we? It's very important. And the the Abolendo people are very proud and upset. And this is a little bit of a dig at the people of Galt for all that they've done. So the dark blue sky, right? This represents the dark blue sky, here and here. Namely because no matter what time of the day, in the Abolendo Desert, the sky is always this shade of blue. And it's sort of a symbol as well of the enduring spirit of the people, their never give up attitude, right? They're always ready to go, that kind of thing. All right. And of course, we have this light blue all over, which I forgot what I wrote about it. The light blue represents the clear, clean water that runs from the rivers, as we have seen from Mount Tan, from the hidden lake, and the aquifer underneath the water. Not tank. The water where the water is underground. Okay. Anyway. So that also represents their clear-mindedness, their serenity, you know. I didn't write serenity because I don't know if they'll know that word, and I don't need to explain it. To some kids, I probably will say that, and they'll ask, what's that mean? And I'll say, it means you have a clear mind. Did I not just say that? Okay. And you're at peace and tranquil. What's tranquil? Anyway. So we've got the enduring spirit of the proud Abolendo people. I almost forgot what I was talking about. I thought I was talking about Galt. We all know that they're more proud, a little bit more nationalistic, shall we say. And the clear-mindedness, the serenity that they live in may seem like they're a little bit upset, but actually they're at peace, right? Okay, so we've got the cactus, a saguaro cactus, imported from, not really imported, but coming from the desert southwest of America, long ago. Because that's just what happened, okay? We don't know how to explain it. It just happened. Science, yeah, okay, yeah. So, there are saguaro cactus, I guess. But actually, yeah, that's what they are. There's also this green sloth. It's very ugly. I decided I wanted a sloth because I asked the people I work with, what's going on in this flag? And they said, well, you have to think about the colors and all the symbols. And I said, okay, I'll think about that. Just tell me what goes on here. Okay, so we've got a green sloth, and that's a very important sacred animal in this country, which I wrote about somewhere on this page. And yeah, it can only be found in the Abolendo Desert. They're considered sacred and protected by the government, much like pandas in China. Something to relate to, right? Okay. And the cactus, of course, that's where they feed and get their water, in the desert. And all of that. Now we've got these red stars, of course, another brilliant addition from my friends, my coworkers, my colleagues. And the red stars represent the red stars that you see at night in the Abolendo Desert, because of the way that the sun and everything and the heat and the desert and all this stuff, there's science to it. We haven't figured it out. We don't really know why, but we do know that when you look up at night, you see red stars everywhere in the Abolendo Desert. So, we have two for a very important reason. One side, on the upside, we've got happiness, and on the downside, we've got sorrow, sadness, right? Two halves of ourselves that we must all learn to live with. And this centers us, right? Now, this is not the original map, the original flag. The original flag had the Wa Island flower, which again, quite a contested piece of land, considering there used to be people from Galt there, and then there were people from Abolendo for a very long time. Before this flag was made, before there was even more, centralized power by the government, this used to be a flower, the Wa Island flower. But of course, they had to change it when they lost the flowers. And they changed it to a basketball as a little bit of a dig. Also, a little bit of a dig to Galt. Also, the national sport of Abolendo is, of course, basketball. So, there you go. Now, we've got 2 pages that I need them to do about anything. First 2 pages, this is just title page, right? Then I need them to do a map. I need them to do a flag, talk about what it means, all that stuff. This could be anything. This can be anything. The next page can be anything. The next page, we'll talk about. This is a mural inside Palo, the capital, right? Created, designed by a child, age 10, because it was the best piece of art. Largely because I cannot draw worth a crap. So, here's the sloth. Dead of night. Next to one of these saguaro cactuses, a cacti. And normally they climb up, to eat from the flowers up there, whatever. Eat the flowers up there, whatever. Birds inside here. They're not cannibals, they're carnivores, these sloths. Oh my gosh, the things that they do. But they also sometimes just drink water, Get a little bit of the pulp down here, but then if you do that, then the cactus will fall down. I didn't really think this out too much. Anyway, this shows the, what day is it? What did I write? The end of August, I think. Yeah, this is a mural made to celebrate by a 10-year-old child from Palo to celebrate the 100th year of the city's foundation. So it's a long history, but not too long. It's very short. And once a year, you will see once a night, or one night, once a year, even though the sky always looks like this, you will see the sloths, instead of climbing up, they just hug with their claws. No one knows why, but they do. And that's that. That's what this is. That's what this is. And it's a, enduring symbol of everything that they know and love, the things that they're proud of. And at the bottom here, no one knows why. What do you think? What do you think? Tell me, let me know. And then, of course, we've got a sort of celebration of life. And we've got the headstones with the cacti, right? The star on this rich person's, obviously you can tell they're rich. They have 2 things of flowers. This one has 1 with the bigger headstone and the cactus, but this one has the red star. This means you were an important political figure, by the way, if you get this. Wife, child, unfortunately for this family. And then, yeah, this means you were a former president. Not just like a senator, so to speak, but a former, top of the top leader. And then, of course, we've got, once again, the Wa Island flowers. Incredibly important to this culture. They are put on once a year, November 17th, to celebrate the dead, right? And that's about that. And this is in the Oasis. This is inside Palo, much like this mural. This mural is an image you can see easily outside of the walls of Palo. This one is inside Palo. As you can see, there are some white stars. For whatever reason, we don't know. Maybe the light refracts a little bit differently because of the water drying up from the grass from the oasis and the whatever. I don't know. I can't explain it. I've never been there. I'm just doing my research, okay? Uh, but there's some white stars and also some red because they're still in the desert, you know. But for whatever reason, there's also white stars. Why not? You know. Anyway, uh, huge political figure. Two flowers. The wife, you know, some kind of activist, some kind of philanthropist. She gets some flowers, and then the child, they get one big flower. Yeah, very sad. So that's about that. Now, these flowers, as I mentioned before, grow on the Galt side of Wa Island. And that, again, is very much a touchy subject with Galt and with the people of Abolendo. Because the people of Abolendo, right, they have to spend more money to get those flowers. So it's harder for them, especially the lower class, to honor their past loved ones. And that has been that. You've learned everything you can about Abolendo. I don't know why I threw it away and then disappeared for a second. I really shouldn't have done that. There's obviously more. I've only scratched the surface a little bit about this wonderful place. Very troubled past, but yeah, there's all kinds of information in here. This is the kind of thing I'm going to make them do for the next couple of weeks. And that should be good fun. So let me know what you think of Abolendo. And if you are a, supporter of Galt, maybe keep your opinions to yourself. How about that? Now, if you are from Suv, we welcome you. Yeah, to Palo, please.